Everybody, okay, I'm sorry we're interrupting this, but it's good. Like, right? This isn't some silly sponsor shout out. This is really good. You're gonna want. Oh my gosh. Okay, first we're doing something for the first time ever. This has never happened with us before. It's a first. All right. We are having a farm music festival. Right? Yes, we're gonna have. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bands playing. Chancey Williams is the big guy that's coming. There's also Jacob Hyde, the Harry Luge, Sunset Red, Billy Shaw Jr. The last 4, they're locals, as far as I know. Chancey Williams is not, but we're going to have kids area, adult area, VIP seating, but it's all right on the farm. We're doing this in our arena, so it's right here. Like everything you see me filming, it's going to be right there. So October 14th, it's Saturday from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. If you can if you can fly, come. We would love to have you. We're pretty pumped about it. We hope you are too. All right, back to the show.
We're making hay.
Hello everybody, I'm Trevor Bales. Welcome to the Bales Hay Farm and Ranch YouTube. My name is Trevor Bales. Yes, my last name is Bales. Yes, my farm bales hay. I used to bale hay. I don't so much bale hay anymore. If I had to, I could figure it out, but it's been a while. Back in the day when I baled hay, there were no fancy steamers to make sure you had leaves on your bales. Now these young kids get steam coming out of the baler to make their bales fancy. Stupid steamers and these young kids. Just kidding, but yeah, I used to run the baler all the time. As things have grown, as this business has changed, I now sit in a hay squeeze and or semi or my truck and just make sure things keep moving. Today, Leonard has off. He has tomorrow off, which is Saturday. Today's Friday. He's got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday off. And somebody's calling me. I'll be right back. I don't know what we're talking about, but today I'm in the squeeze. Before we get after it though, you know what to do. Thumbs up, like, share. Thanks PDI for awesome performance diesel parts. Let's go. And my squeeze lost side shift, which I fixed that several weeks ago by using that old part we still have. I've got a new one in. I've just been lazy and haven't swapped it out. So now I'm going to load. I've got 4 more trucks to load without side shift. Going straight to the shop, and I am swapping it out. It's so hard not having side shift. So what I do is I have to make sure I keep a lot of space on my right fork, so I can open my left and then use that right one to bring it over. But it makes my life hard. Okay, after fighting, no side shift, I'm gonna swap this out, right meow. He should have that AC fixed, so that will be ready to go tomorrow. But I'm fixing this right now. I learned my lesson. Don't just put it off, get her done. That one. I feel stupid, I just drained the air. Air doesn't, I have to hit the lever for air to go to this, so it didn't matter. What an idiot. And now, a word from our sponsors. Hello everybody. This show is brought to you by PDI, Performance Diesel Incorporated. If you're having performance issues with your truck, look them up. PDI. They've got all your performance diesel parts. Okay, moment of truth. Work mode. All right, I think we're good. Well, that's without weight on it. It moved without weight on it earlier, so I say we're good. I hope we're good. We'll see how tomorrow goes, which I just started filming, so you'll get to watch tomorrow too. And see you guys tomorrow. Whoa, it's tomorrow. How crazy is that? Just like magic. Awesome. Well, so, oh, sorry, get my drone. Man, there's a lot of moisture this morning in the fields. So they're having to flip the alfalfa over to let dry so they can start baling it. And I haven't filmed these rakes running it all this year, so I'm gonna throw the drone up because I've got to wait for them to get this stuff flipped over and baled before I can even start hauling it. So that's where we're at, waiting on these guys to flip. Well, they already baled some other stuff, but I wanted to see these guys rake because I wanted you to see these guys rake. I've ran a lot of rakes in my life, so I really don't need to see it myself. It's all for you. I always argue that raking is just as important as the baling. You could destroy a bunch of really nice hay with the rake before you ever got to baling it. You could see in the videos how it's going from yellow to green. These guys are just flipping it over. So they had a lot of moisture. Brian said they came out at 2 a.m. and everything was just wet. The sun has now come up and the top of the hay is dry, but underneath it still has a lot of moisture. So these guys are flipping it over. They just take their rakes and they angle it just barely. If you put too much angle into it, it'll roll it right back to the same spot it was at, the yellow facing up. The goal is to get the green facing up like you see here. Hear that? Crunchy, nice and crunchy. Like not too much. Underneath here, it's not wet, but it's just a little too soft, which is gonna cause heavy bales. But I bet they don't flip all this over. I bet there's a light breeze. I bet Brian has them stop pretty soon. But that's just me saying that at the bottom of the field. Towards the top of the field, it might be different. Look at that leaf though, wow. This is nice hay. Got a little big. Our nights we're in the 60s, low 60s. So man, this hay's just been growing. We finally heated up to our nights are in the 70s, which is still really nice for hay. Let's get up under here. Yeah. Oh, it's still pretty. There's no crunch to it at all. Hear that? It's nothing. Up here, crunch. This hay is questionably green. There goes a squeeze. Set of doubles, crane. Man. Whew. I don't know, you guys. I know Brian's in a hurry. This stuff's been laying out for a couple days. The regrowth, what we call regrowth, is the hay growing back before we get the hay out. So here's where the swather was. All this stuff was cut. This stuff's already got 2 inches onto it. And so it's regrowing, and that regrowth gets up in the hay and it slows it down. It slows down the curing and the drying process. And you can see where the hay was laying, it's that different color green, more of a yellow green. We want this hay out of here. The longer it sits in the field, the worse it is for A, the hay we're about to bale, B, the hay, the alfalfa is still growing, so we want this gone. So this stuff's questionably green, but looks like those 2 guys are going. Oh, man. You guys, this is I probably say this every year, but this is one of my more challenging years with this market. The market has just crashed in the past month, so I have more hay in the barns than I've ever had. I've had to tap my borrowing base already. I've never had to tap it this early, but at the same time I have more hay in the barn. I've bought more teff from Mitch and Greg, so I have more teff right now in June, it's not even July yet, than I've ever had. So it's just, man, it's extremely challenging year. All my barns are almost full. And to move all that Bermuda out of the barns, this year is a challenge, to say the least. But I'm sure next year it'll be a new challenge. Last year was a challenge. I was low on acres, so I was buying hay like crazy. I'm still buying it, just differently. Man, look how pretty this hay is. But it's funny, because of the yellow that we saw over there in the bale, it won't be quite this pretty. It might not anyways. Let's go look at some stuff they've baled. I don't know when you guys will see this, but it's June 17th, which means I have half of June, July's cutting, August's cutting, September's cutting, October's cutting, November. So I still have 5 months, 5 cuttings to go, and I'm already almost full. So I'm really not I'm not, see, when I say it out loud, it's even scarier, like that I don't know what I'm gonna do with all this hay. I'm running out of space to tarp. Whatever, figure it out. There's Brian. Yeah, so the hay coming out of these balers, like I said, I kind of figured to do this because the hay yesterday did the same thing in the same field. Even though it's super green, there's a lot of discoloredness to it. And you can see it in that camera for sure. It's just, sometimes we bale hay and it's just green. There's none of this yellowness at all. It's still extremely nice hay. That's not a problem at all. But to my customers, the consumer, the person paying, that is a problem. So I'm keeping it separate, putting it in another barn. But it's fine stemmed, extremely leafy, super nice hay, super nice alfalfa. That color is just the only issue, which I wish this was 10 days from now. I've got to take 6 loads to one person. All of this hay is very uniform. It would have been perfect out of this field, but whatever. I can still take it from him. Just pull out of that barn. Look, he doesn't even have the steamer turned on. That red, white, or that blue and red part is a scale. Every single one of these bales is weighed. The driver is supposed to keep an eye on that. We want to be very, very consistent with our bale weights. Do you guys know there's an ugly side and a pretty side to every bale? So as that plunger is pushing the hay, there's always the last part of the bale that got pushed out. That's right where the plunger pushed. So that's this side. The plunger just hit that, and then strings came through and tied it. So it's always a little rougher looking. And there's this side is pushing up against the hay and the bale in front of it that didn't get hit by a plunger. So this side's always prettier. There's Pablo. We're missing Manuel. Where's Manuel? Here comes Brian. He's probably gonna yell at me. Okie dokie. Now it's time to haul some hay. Kind of nice. Leonard picked a... Even though yesterday was a mess for me, we're not baling anything tomorrow. So that's good. Okay, moment of truth. Is the side shift gonna work? Favors parking. Well, my memory card ran out, you guys, so here we are next day. Thanks for watching the show. Hope you enjoyed it. Man, you guys are doing great. Comment. Yeah. Sorry, watching tractors go by. Comment, share, do all the good stuff. You know what to do. We got to grow. Help us grow. We'll see you later.